Howdy everyone. After a long hiatus, we're here with another episode of Between Two Wolves. Today we're here with Rayman. Ray, how are you?
Hello, Mob. I'm here. Thank you. I'm fine.
And where are we today?
Today we are in one of my dungeons. My dungeon. It's called Shifting City, and it's an entirely procedurally built dungeon.
Fantastic. And I'm going to fly up and where you can show off what that looks like when we generate a new instance. Most players don't get to see this, so I thought we'd take this opportunity.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, and here we go. Go for it.
It's coming.
Ooh. Ah. So this is everyone what's happening behind the scenes when you're waiting in that box. Is there anything you'd like to say about it, Ray?
Well, it's just the structure of spawning. Before that, there's a whole lot of calculations, like where does each room go. The whole visible part, well, visible, not really because it's locked behind the door, but the whole feed you just saw, it's just the last part of it, which is also the longest because Minecraft.
Because Minecraft. All right. Ray, are you ready for your first questions?
Absolutely.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, we've got one specifically for you. It's our one patron question that's just for Ray. People are eagerly awaiting the shop plugin that you said you would work on. Can you say anything about its progress, delays, or other details about its development?
I mean, we could go to build server and show it off, but it's almost ready.
Let's save that for a preview because this is about you.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good answer to
it. It's almost ready, as in it's technically usable. We are really far away from the barrel plugin that was made a while back. But yeah, it's almost ready. I just need to finish up. But it's more like the only thing blocking me right now is the will to do things, and that's gonna be a subject that might pop up often.
Cool.
So yeah, it's still in the works. It's like I still have my coding ID open right now in the window, just not going as fast as planned.
Sure.
But yeah, it's still on the way.
It's on the way. Good. How did you come up with your username?
Oof. That's a while back. So when I was a kid, I used to play a lot of a game called Rayman 3, which you should know, maybe. I don't know. What Mobsource's knowledge in video games is. But I was like a huge fan of the game. I made it like I finished it like 20 times, something like that.
Nice.
And when back in 2006, 8, something like that, I wanted to log in on websites, I needed to have a username. So naively, because I was young, I just typed Rayman. It was taken, obviously, and one of the sites pre-selected a few names, which added 520 behind it, and I just took this one, and that's it. Rayman 520.
When's the last time you've played Rayman?
Any of them? Well, fun fact, I just played Rayman 3 like 1 week ago. So
cool. Was that nostalgic? I don't know when 3 came out.
It was nostalgic. The 3 is in 2002, 2004, something like that.
Awesome.
Hopefully you won't get lost.
Yeah. What would you say is the piece of content that you've helped with that you're the least fond of?
The least fond of. Okay. My guess would be Arena. Like the Arena of Turf. Mm-hmm. For the sole reason that I never actually managed to finish it in real game.
Which boss gets you?
None. I just die at random ways. Like, I'm insanely bad at it for some reason.
That's funny. Okay, well, fair
Yeah.
point. Are you proud of your work on that? Because that was like your ticket into being a dev, right?
That was my ticketing, indeed. I am proud of the fact that I made it work using only command blocks, which was a huge feat. Back in the day, we had like no plugin, almost. Like scripted quests was made without plugin, just pressure
gosh.
plates and command blocks and things. So
Yes, I remember that.
that was something. Spells were made without command blocks. Well, that was just after the beta, so maybe not.
Very
So,
nice.
yeah.
What piece of Monumenta content is your favorite to play and your least favorite to play? It doesn't have to be something you made.
Favorite to play right now, I said it would be depth because of the main replayability of things.
Mhm.
For the least favoring to play, I'd say a dungeon, but I don't know which one to be precise because often I don't really like to repeat, like to do things multiple times, like too many times. So doing early dungeons like white, orange, magenta, right now feels too repetitive for me, and I don't really do them at all nowadays. So
That's fair. So you made a dungeon that, that's
yeah,
different every time.
pretty much, yeah.
Be the solution to the problems you see in the world. That's
And now
good.
it begins to lack the new rooms. Well, this one is a new room I never seen before. Okay, that's.
Oh yeah, same. It's got like a throne.
But yeah, so hopefully the builders will make more and more rooms. Technically, the number of rooms available is infinite. But yeah, good luck making infinite rooms. But yeah,
Theoretically.
replayability. Yeah, theoretically.
What would you change if you could about depths and whatever your least favorite dungeon is if you just had power over that?
Oh. I don't know what needs to be changed on depth other than maybe the difficulty, but that's just because I'm bad at the game. And for early game dungeons, I would just somehow, like it's extremely difficult, but have a way for the environment to change. Like
Sure.
visually and with the gameplay, just have something to change other than mobs. Those were a huge thing for me because like it increased replayability. Get out, mob.
I think I
Not
have
not
delve
too mob.
modifiers on.
Yeah.
Let me-
We don't
Let me
have
remove
delves.
those real quick.
Wait, what? No, we shouldn't have delves. I just
Yeah,
opened it.
but I was playing Shifting City in a delve, and I just changed my scoreboard
Ah.
to be able to enter yours. Let me fix that real quick. Is that DSC Delve 1 or 2?
TSC dungeon. Wait, what? Is it really SC?
It's neither. What is it? Is it DRL2? I thought it'd be Shifting City Delve.
RL2, yeah, RL2 should be better. But we don't have any
Yeah, not the-
RL2 delves.
Yeah, I don't have a delve score. Weird. So what's...
Might be delve. Yeah, DSC delve.
Yeah, I just checked it. I have 0 in both DSC Delve 1 and 2.
Same.
Weird.
Oh well.
Okay. Oh well. I'm just gonna turn
Maps down.
Yeah. Turn the
You
volume
might
down.
have some of my volume going up in my mic, so hopefully it's not that big of a deal.
No worries. All's well. Okay. Who's your favorite other team member? We're just jumping right into the most
Okay.
controversial ones.
That's really controversial because I have no idea. I mean, if I go by recent events, I'd say that one of the interns. I don't know if we should say the names.
No, we probably shouldn't. Internships are secret.
But yeah, one of the interns just had helped me a great deal with the market plugin.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Well, they know who they are. And
yeah, they know who they are.
good for
So
them.
thank you.
And when
So
they get announced, if they make it, then you can say that.
oh yeah, I mean he's gonna be credited like so much.
Oh yeah.
There's no way I can let that pass. This room is finished, right? Yeah.
Well, fantastic. Do you have any thoughts on some of the most recent snapshots, like the Deep Dark and the Warden, and anything you'd like to do with those?
Deep Dark Warden, I'm not really interested in them. I mean, it's neat, but other than that, meh, it's just a mob. I mean, yeah, I'm not a mob designer, so I'm not that excited about it. The fact that, like, maybe more 180, that's the word, added the increased height of the world, that just makes me want to do a dungeon about Made in Abyss.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But yeah, it's another story to make the gameplay work.
Yeah. You'd have some support from that, I think. At least interest.
Oh, absolutely, but it's like making it work. Like as soon as I think about the idea, it's neat. But when I think about the gameplay, like for example, if I do, okay, look at me 2 seconds. Let's say that this is the height of the dungeon, and this is not enough because the abyss won't be enough. What if, when I get to the top, I get teleported to the bottom, but a few blocks away, like few hundred blocks away?
Mm-hmm.
This is how multiple heights would work. But what if I place a block here? How can this block be replicated here and dynamically? You know.
Yeah.
So if I don't do this mechanism, then I'm forced to do some kind of tunnel, enclosed tunnel, where the first floor is not visible from the second, and vice versa. But that just breaks the abyss thing.
Yeah, somewhat.
So I'm kinda blocked by that, but yeah.
It's a good thought. That's a great aside. I would totally support you in that if you ever figured it out.
I don't know this room. It's ways away.
Yeah, the throne room. Do you have a caffeine addiction, and if so, how bad is it?
I do not have a caffeine addiction. In fact, I hate coffee.
Tea?
So I'm more like a tea guy, indeed. But I'm not addicted yet.
Well, very good.
So, yeah.
Healthy living. What is something that you regret about Monumenta? It could be something that you would change if you could start over, or something that you really wish you could have done, aside from the Made in Abyss idea.
I wish I could spend more time working on it, but I can't. So that's my only regret. Because right now, I come from the era of CTMs.
Mm-hmm.
And right now the game is not really a CTM anymore to me, it's more like a MMORPG. And while I don't dig up the theme, I love what Monumenta has become over the years. And I just wish I could be more part of it. So my regret is not being able to work on it as much as I could, as I wanted to.
Oh, that's nice. Well, let's skip over to the CTM question since you've already started it up. What's your favorite CTM map?
I'd say Witchcraft series. It's been a while since I haven't played the CTM. I started with like everyone else with the super hostiles. But yeah, my favorite right now would be one of the Witchcraft series. Witchcraft 3, mainly because it's the more recent, the more elaborate. But sure. I should play more VTMs, to be honest, and catch up with the recent changes. But
I completely agreed. I don't really know what's out there these days. Do you like the direction of modern CTM maps? I guess if we haven't played many, that was one of the questions. It's kind of hard to answer. What is the direction of modern CTM maps?
As in, I kind of wish that the current CTM's meta would be more CTM oriented. Because right now there's a lot of plugins being added to it, sometimes mods. I see cartographer being used quite a lot often. While it can be interesting if well used, I think today the system is not best used. Sometimes it works, and when it does, I'm happy because like this is huge. Okay, I just keep falling. But often, like when I look at the CTM community maps, it's not that good. I mean, I feel like maybe it's just because the older time was simpler, but I kind of miss the old times. Maybe because of the simplicity itself, when there were less systems going on at the same time, you know.
Sure,
But
there's something to be
sometimes
said
yeah,
for
there's some good maps in the odds. Hopefully that answered because that was a bit messy, but yeah.
Do you have a favorite map maker?
Um, Not really, because when one maker makes a good map, sometimes, well, I mean, often the next map is not really at the same level or better. I can always go with if I can drop a few names, so like Eliseo, obviously, 3-2 of Vinyl Fantasies. That was something huge back in the day. I don't have recent names, so I can't really tell more about those. But yeah,
Very good. Was there
I'm
ever a
not
time that you felt like giving up on a project here, or
a lot.
have you ever had to scrap anything major?
Scrap as in recycle, no, because most often what I do is really specific. But there's a lot of times where I just gave up on projects. Most recently is the market plugin version barrels. So where player will still use barrels. It wouldn't work with the scalability of the server, so scrap it. Before that, it was some kind of cooking rework where we could cook items and have custom stats.
I remember that proposal. That was super cool.
Yeah, but that got scrapped too.
Sad.
Maybe I'll get back to it one day. I also made up events like the Power 4 or the Egg Hunt. The plan for it was to have more events over the weeks, over the whatever you want. But lack of time, so kind of scrapped it also. I kind of want to continue that, but time. So yeah, there's a lot of things I just gave up on and dream of going back to. But yeah.
Sure. When you first started as a dev, did you feel like you had to be perfect, and were you ever overwhelmed by the stuff we had back then?
It's hard to say. Back then, there weren't that many players, so the responsibility was way lower. But then I realized that those were actual players caring about the game, especially about the arena apocalypse. Like this is how I call it, when I pretty much killed the whole R1 on
Do you
play,
want to tell that story?
on live. I mean, if you want, there isn't much to tell. Like, I just had a command block, I just edited it, I just made it to loop, and that loop just killed everyone on the shard. So, happens, but at the same time, it was like real players. So, like touching a whole production server on a big scale thing. It wasn't that big. If today it happened, big meh. But yeah, there was like 20 players having to get refunds and all.
For sure. Do you want to like spectate over to a different part of the map? I feel like we're retreading a lot of course. It's good to see more and more. Let me get my.
Because I'm kind of lost because I keep concentrating on the answers.
How dare you?
That's sorry. I'm gonna speak nonsense from now on.
Attaboy. Do you have a favorite bit of drama that's happened in Monumenta?
Drama? Oh boy. Drama? Really? You want that?
If you want, you can skip the question.
I mean, it's not
Others
that,
have.
like, I don't have much idea of drama. I know some of.
I'm gonna start at this distant corner and just work back if you want to TP to me.
Yeah.
Underwater. This will be cozy.
I know some stories of TM members who got like kind of fired, but I don't really know the full details of it. I know once that was part of insider trading, apparently, which back then I was just dumb and young, I guess. But I'm not really aware of the details of dramas, so can't really tell much, even if I wanted to. This is a new room.
Yeah, I don't know this one. I've seen like some with these broken tunnels. It's cozy. Do you have any cool scars and a cool story that goes with the scar?
As in real life scars.
They could be emotional.
Emotional scar works too. I mean, I don't have much emotional scars, but I have three main physical scars. Should we go with the more gory one? I guess? Maybe I can get pictures of this one.
Hey, if you send it to me, I'll put it as an overlay if you want.
I mean, it's picture of the scars itself. So when I was young, we kinda worked like not a school. How's it called? It's not a school, but it's outside the school. It's a leisure thing.
Club?
I don't know what it's called. Yeah, kinda. But yeah, long story short, we worked on paperboards. Cardboard, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And we cut that board with how's it called? A razor knife, I guess.
Sure.
That was a knife, like the cardboard was on the table, and I had a hand below the table. So when the razor knife slipped off the table, it just stabbed my hand.
Yeah.
So from the palm of my hand, I have a big, long scar, like going the size of the blade. And on the other side of my hand, I have a scar, like a bit points, where the blade kind of went through. Not totally, but the tip of it went through. So I got stabbed, pretty much.
Dude, I'm so sorry, but that's pretty metal.
It is metal. What is less metal it's that I remember puking on the nursery
Aww.
because I was not scared but blood. So
Oh, sure.
yeah, that was something.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I might be able to.
Most people just say no. That's much cooler. Did you have a favorite subject in school?
Science, I guess.
Cool. Any particular branch?
Either deep chemistry, as in I wanted to explode things, but the teacher never really wanted me to, for reasons I never understood. And mainly space. Space.
Excellent. Has that influenced anything that you've done here in Monumenta? Your love for either of those subjects?
Not really. I mean, cooking could be chemistry.
There you go. That's a stretch.
That's a big stretch, but at the same time, isn't cooking chemistry?
Yes, absolutely. But not on an academic level here in Minecraft.
Then it's hard to do space mechanics in Monumenta.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's fair. What is the most difficult technical issue you've encountered here in Monumenta that you overcome?
technical that I didn't overcome.
Well, okay, yeah, didn't or did.
When I worked on the early translations,
Yeah.
I did it the other way around that is currently done, as in I took every single bit of string that was sent to the player using network and just translated it. The main issue was that network was unpredictable because you could send pretty much anything. So the hard part was figuring out what needed to be translated and what couldn't be translated. And I never managed to make it work, so
That's fair. I should have asked you this at the beginning. I'm so bad about doing this. Why don't you tell us about all the things you work on here on Monumenta? What kind of dev are you?
I'm a plugin dev mainly, even though I touched a bit of everything, hopefully. But yeah, I began with Arena, then immediately after I made races. We might have some artifacts of it in T11, maybe not due to the rework. After that, what did I do? What the fuck did I do just after that? What on my Switch? I think I began shifting, but I thought I made something else back in.
I'm sure you have. You've been involved in a lot of things.
Then after shifting,
just drawing a blank.
translations, now market plugin, and then like at the same time a bit of everything. I did some items, I did some technical redstone things on projects. I helped with a few dungeons. Oh, this is my favorite room.
Is this the parkour?
I made a quest. I made oh, bus system. Yeah, that was what I did after racing.
Oh yeah, tell us about that.
Before the Genesis, there was no bosses because there was no plugin to make it work. My goal was to make a boss for Reverie. Back in the day, it was called Nightmare. And I wanted to do something that could work anywhere in the world. Because like Jaeger, for example, in the arena could work only into the arena. I wanted to do something where this boss could be called anywhere, mainly for the reason that the dungeons were like duplicated over the coordinates, like the old dungeon system, which is not really existing now. And so from this was made a system that could spawn any boss anywhere and trigger anything after its death. And this was the start of the boss plugin into the spell plugin, like the mob spell plugin, into whatever we have right now.
Man, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what would you say is the thing that has changed Monumenta the most that you've worked on? Because that sure sounds like it.
It sounds like it, but at the same time, I didn't work on it to what it became today. As in, I started something, and then people around modified it to make it work. Like, for example, if today someone would come to redo shifting to make all the dungeons with it, it should work really easily. But there needs to be someone, because what I did back then was, while made to be launched from anywhere, it was really tied to one boss. So the system was there, but not extended to the way we have today. So I helped starting the plugin, but I didn't really work on it past that. So I can't really take credits of what Monumenta is today. But yeah, see what I mean.
That's fair. What's your most embarrassing skill issue moment that you've had in Monumenta?
I died with several shulker blocks into the void back before the graves were a thing.
Oh, what was in the shulker boxes?
My whole stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Plus, the whole dungeon stuff. It was pink, like the void part of pink.
Oh, that's rough.
And so we were with a few team members back in the guild times. And I just had the whole loot of the dungeon on me. And was like, hey, this is simple. Everything is cleared. Bam, arrow. I fell. GG's.
You have my sympathy, sir.
And so that was 7 shulkers. The contents of the shulkers were not that much. It's just the 7 shulkers itself, like the 35s wall crystals back in where L2 just began. So it's like the price of it was really, really high. And there were no graves, so no way of getting it back.
Skill issue.
Skill issue, indeed.
You want to run this
yeah, do you know the routes?
I really don't. I'm kind of gonna watch you.
Long story short about this room, back in where I created it, I made it so one player could do it with speed gear solo. People complained for some reason, so now the time got extended double. What's you like? I kind of want to cheat by giving you a tour in spectator mode, but meh, let's do that after. When you come in, you take a bow and arrow first. I hope your aim is good.
not.
When
We'll
you
see.
come in, okay, let me just draw up a small plan. When you come in, you'll turn left. You'll have a tunnel here. Inside this tunnel, you'll look up. There will be one arrow to shoot.
Got it.
When you continue the tunnel, you will exit at some place. In front of you, up, there will be one target. Below this target, there will be a path which you will take. And when you pass through this path, you will look back up, and there will be a second target to shoot. Just doing those 3 should be good enough. I should be able to get the 7 others in time. But if not, if I recall correctly, because it's been a while, there should be one up there when you look at this, but it's kind of meh. Should also be one down below, but yeah, meh.
I'll keep looking.
Explore and yeah.
Fun.
You ready?
Sure.
GG.
Okay. Nice. Okay. I only got 3 of those. Well, that was a fun aside.
So yeah, I think the timer on this is 90 seconds, and it used to be 45.
Dude, you have to be crazy fast. Well done. Well, nice. As all dev work is voluntary, what keeps you motivated to do things here in Monumenta?
Well, right now that's the issue. Not much. Other than the constant pain of the Stonks boy having to deal with Mr. 8.
Oh,
I'm
I'm sure
yeah,
they'll
right
appreciate
now, right now, not much, which is the main issue. Back in the day, like right now, I mostly use Monumenta to escape from my work, kinda. But the thing is, now my work is taking much. It's pretty much taking all my energy, so it's not really enough. When I just get home, I just do the lazy bastard thing and like lay until the next day comes.
that. Oh,
So
bless your heart.
it's yeah. Right now, not much. I need to work on this because
I'm sorry to hear.
this is like I can't really say that Monumenta is my life, but that's what made that. This is what makes me learn the most. I'm dev at work, and I learned most of my dev things doing Monumenta, pretty much.
Nice. You want to tell us about your work?
It's nothing exciting. Development for telecommunications, as in Verizon, things like this, you know, AT&T, but in French.
Mhm.
So
What is AT&T in French, if not just...
SFR. It's
okay.
Société Française de Radio-Téléphone.
Nice.
It's AT&T, but in French.
There you go. What do you wish the player base would stop doing? Could be annoying or just demotivating.
complain that stuff is not working when it's working, but that's yeah.
Shifting is probably the biggest culprit I've seen for that.
It is, but the thing is, shifting never broke. You're gonna call me madman, but shifting itself never broke.
No, I remember investigating it. You're right. The mechanisms held up.
It's just every time either the structure plugin, which makes the room spawns, it's sometimes the mobs, it's sometimes Minecraft being jank and not spawning crystals, because those crystals are being spawned, but they just despawn due of natural issues. Sometimes it's the armor stance that disappears for some reason. We never really figured out what. Just things like that, but it's not shifting. Shifting is perfect.
Absolutely. It is a very good dungeon. You should be proud of it.
Shifting is not a dungeon. Shifting is an algorithm used to generate dungeons.
That's like saying we're not bodies, we're like codes that reassemble a body around our code by recycling ourselves. Like, you're not wrong, but okay. Okay, boomer. Why is Monumenta special to you?
It's kinda like, I'm gonna cite the Joker in Batman. It completes me.
Oh, that's sweet. That's a good answer.
I always wanted to dev for something, because when I dev for myself, it's big meh. I quickly lose interest. But when I stumbled upon Monumenta back when it was in alpha, closed alpha, I kind of wanted to be part of it. First, because it seemed fun, doing CTMs when I was in my CTM phase. Then I discovered Buildchart. I saw someone wanted to make an arena. I said, hey, I know mechs. I can do mechs. So I did mechs. And from there, I had the envy, how's it called? I wanted to help people in their goals, which is what Monumenta gave me. Back in the day, it was Monarch wanted to do an arena. Then afterward, it was people wanted to do a boss for Nightmare. And then today, it's people wanting to stop having mistrades in shops. So it's always...
Or, read in their own language.
Also, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, translation. That's been a huge project that pretty much all the English players don't see. Thank you for doing that, man.
You're welcome. But yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
That should be the answer.
What are your other hobbies outside of Monumenta, or even video games in general?
Well, video games, but then that's something else. Space stuff, I'd say. I used to have a bit of woodworking taste at one point, but it kind of died right now. So I'm interested in a lot of things, but spending time on those is the hard part. So,
what's the coolest thing you ever, or what's your favorite thing that you made woodworking? When you were doing it?
Not much.
Okay.
I just built myself a work table, but that's it. That's the only thing I made. So
okay, cool.
It's ugly as fuck. Pardon my French.
I mean, the fact that's funny, but I mean the fact that you made it is really cool. Most people don't ever make a table in their lives, which is sad. What has surprised you most about making Monumenta?
I don't know if there's anything surprising about Monumenta itself. As in... maybe... no, it's not really surprising, it's just dark magic of coding, but making somehow work the cross-shard system. But that's just networking, and I'm not acknowledgeable enough to understand anything, so it's not really surprising, it's just lack of understanding. So yeah, I'm not really surprised about anything
Nice.
so far.
What are your fondest memories of Monumenta as a player and as a developer, if they're separate at all?
That's difficult. Uh, that's gonna sound depressing if I said nothing.
Oh,
I mean, I do recall the Arena launch, which kept me awake literally until like the whole night, because it was US time zone for the weekly updates, and I was supposed to be asleep, but no.
and that was, sorry, what, Orange?
No, the Arena release.
Arena release. Yes. Sorry, I misheard. Cool.
No, my accent beat by it's something.
No, you've been very understandable.
So yeah, I'm kind of fond of this, because yeah, I just stayed awake and it's just a memory because I stayed awake. But meh.
What are your favorite video games?
Uh, for nostalgia, I'd say Rayman 3. For recency, I'd say Outer Wilds. For time played, I'd say Minecraft. And then that's pretty much it, I guess.
Thank you for showing me Outer Wilds, man. That was such a trip.
Hey, I never showed you. I showed Aristotle, not my boss.
Oh
Stop
yeah,
it.
absolutely. Man, I should really get around to playing this Outer Wilds game. I've never heard of that.
I mean, I'd be glad to show you, my boss.
Thank you. I would love to play it for the first time again. What are your favorite other medias? You know, movies, television shows, music.
That's
What other
difficult
things do
to
you like?
say because my tastes in all that changes pretty much all the time, especially in music. I never really stop on one kind of music, one artist, one whatever. I always change. Right now it's the OST of Risk of Rain 2, but
Oh yeah. Which is your favorite track on there?
oh, that's freaking difficult. It changes all the time. Like past week, it was something else that was now. So, it's difficult to answer. If I can say a name, hold on, let me get my YouTube history and see what I watched the most the past week.
I'm betting it's going to be either Con Lentitud Poderosa
Nope.
or The Rain formerly known as Purple, because those are
that was before. That was
okay.
Before the DLC got released.
Oh, I haven't played the DLC. Does that have good music?
It has banger music. I mean, go listen to it.
I'll have to listen to it.
No, not this one. They might as well be dead. That's the one.
That's depressing.
Banger music, trash stage, but that's something else. That's another subject.
How is the DLC as a game?
It's huge. It makes the game perfect in my sense.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's not really a DLC. It's the missing part of the game.
Wow. Okay.
But
Well,
that's not just a
Risk of Rain didn't click for me, so maybe I need to pick it up with the DLC.
It might not click to you if it didn't click to you the first time. You kind of gotta play it like how is it called? Binding of Isaac kind of game, as in you don't have anything else to do than we play after that. So
That's funny. Well, cool. What's your favorite color?
it's gonna be very specific. R equals 0, green equals 122, blue equals 225.
I did not expect that. Cool. I guess I'll go look that up afterwards. Oh man.
Anything else?
Yeah. What do you draw from most, inspiration-wise, when developing, if anything?
My guess would be past experiences, but that's the main principle of inspirations. So I know translations. I work on it because at work at one point touched at some translation stuff. So I was like, hey, let's do this. Arena, I just like it's a wave system, so not really much to talk about. Easter egg hunt, I just used the Korogu systems in Breath of the Wild. Things like this, you know, it's things that I played in the past, things that I done. I just kind of copy pasted. At one point, I tried, I legitimately tried to do Risk of Fame 2 kind of game mode in Monumenta. It's unplayable because Minecraft being first person and mainly melee stuff. It's not really usable. It's not working.
But shifting is perfect. You said so.
Shifting is perfect. It's not shifting, for fuck's sake. Function. Debug time.
What's that?
Debug time.
Yeah.
Something is wrong with the function. Oh no, that's because we're in creative.
Oh, it's game mode limited. Okay.
The debug time.
See, it is perfect. Last two questions. Tell us something interesting about you that no one would ever think to ask in the first place.
What?
Well, like, what's a question you wish I had asked you? Because there might be something cool about you that we just would never even know to wonder.
Can you explain to me what a Schwarzschild radius is?
Explain to me what a what is?
Schwarzschild radius is.
Short shield radius?
Yep, Schwarzschild.
No, I can't explain that. I'm sorry.
That's the kind of question I wanted you to ask me, but
yeah. Can
no,
you? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were being really cheeky here.
No. It's
funny. Short shield radius. My bad.
It's just
like HEMA.
Nope.
Well, you've lost me. I'm sorry.
It's I wanted you to ask me about what is the radius that makes a black hole.
Oh, well, tell me about the ray. Tell me about that, Ray. I'd love to hear you exposit on this.
The Schwarzschild radius is a mathematical radius emitted around the black hole, which marks the line between the escapable area of the black hole and the inescapable area. Anything below the radius will fall into the black hole, as in anything of mass, any light, anything pretty much will fall into it past this radius.
That's so cool.
I mean,
what sort of scale are we talking about? Like in that radius, is that?
It depends on the mass of the black hole. It can be as small as a pin, or as big as 20,000 suns. It really depends on the mass of the thing.
That's super cool. Do you have any closing thoughts or statements or anything you want to tell everyone watching?
I like trains.
Me too. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Ray, thank you so much for your work and all the stuff that you do for our game and for taking this time to talk with me. Appreciate you.
Thank you, my boss, for having me.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.